So what do you need to know about the Secure Act that passed in December of 2019? Welcome to Simply Financial, where you can stop worrying, start planning so you can live your life better. All right, so what happened when this law passed in 2019? A lot happened that you need to be made aware of. Now there's a few things that we're gonna go over in this video, actually just two. RMDs, and then we're also gonna talk about the lifetime stretch, which has changed to the 10-year stretch now. There's plenty other in this law that needs to be discussed. We're just not going to handle it in this video. So let's first talk about the easiest part, which is the RMD. RMDs have forever changed in 2020. No longer do you need to know that you have to take your RMDs at 70 and a half. That law was super confusing anyways. 70 and a half is gone away. Now it's 72. But there's a few things that you need to know. If you are already 70 and a half, that means you have to abide by last year's rule and you have to start taking RMDs now because you already qualified for last year's RMD rule of 70 and a half. That means you still have to do that even though the RMDs have started now at 72. Now, if you're not 70 and a half yet, that means you get to wait. So you don't have to take your RMDs to 72. Now, I know this is confusing. I didn't make the law. I just have to help you understand the law. And if it's still confusing, why don't you reach out and let us know. So that's the RMDs. The other thing that we want to go over very quickly is the lifetime stretch. This is the biggest issue that I want to bring to your attention because prior you could list a beneficiary on your IRA or qualified monies 401ks, and what happens is then you would, after you passed away, you could then pass that money to your heirs and they would have their lifetime to be able to stretch that and pay tax on that and allow that money to continue to grow, never fully having to pay the tax over their entire life. Then the following generation would have to do that. That's changed. Now, if you have the same exact situation because of the Secure Act, you now just have 10 years, not you, your kids now have 10 years to take the money out of that account and pay tax on its full value. This is a huge game changer. This means you now have to do some added planning if you care. I should take that back. You might not care if your kids have to pay tax. You might say, I've done plenty. Whatever they have is great, good enough. They'll figure it out. But if you do care about your financial legacy, there might be some extra work that you might want to involve in your estate planning documents to ensure that your kids pay the least amount of tax. Now, last thing before I let you go, I want you to be aware of the less than best practices that are going to come out as a result of this law change. This law change is big. It's big news. And you're probably going to get a plenty amount of seminars and invites to the Secure Act 2020 program, what you need to know type of marketing. And let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of bad practices, a lot of bad sales practices that are going to target you. And I want you to be very careful about that. This law change is big, but it's not as bad financially as most people might think. So we are going to do an event in this office, but it's just going to be the facts. There's no sales. There's going to be no product pushing. It's truly educational, so we can empower you to make the best decisions regardless of what you desire to do, okay? So I hope you learned a little bit. And again, this is Simply Financial here, so you can stop worrying, start planning, so you can live your life better. You want to be the smartest person in the room? Hit subscribe and watch plenty more videos like this. And cut.